You have $340 in your account, and you are wearing $3,000 on your wrist. Everyone around you thinks you have finally made it. Here is the strange part. You were never really buying the watch. You were buying a feeling, and it kept running out. Let's rewind to the trainers where it started. It is an ordinary Tuesday, and you are at your small kitchen table with a lukewarm coffee. On your phone, someone from school is on a boat, tagged somewhere expensive. You feel that old quiet drop in your chest. You are 15 again, in the market trainers, watching the other kids in the proper ones, learning that the right label buys you a place in the room. So, you walk into the shop after work. There is a pair on the wall, clean and white, the kind you see on people who look like they never worry. The tag says $280. You tell yourself it is only once, that you have earned it. Your card taps the reader with a small final beep. For a second, standing there, you feel taller. You wear them out of the shop instead of your old ones. On the pavement, a stranger glances down, then up at you. With something like respect, your whole body warms. The next morning, a colleague notices before you have even sat down. She says they are clean, asks where they are from. You give the name lightly, as if it is nothing. On the train home, you keep catching sight of them. For a few hours, you are not behind anyone. You are someone who has it together, and it feels wonderful. Then you get home, and the flat is exactly as you left it. You slide the trainers off by the door. The warm feeling has already thinned into something quiet and flat. You find the receipt in your coat pocket and look at it for a moment. 280 dollars. You wait to feel that it was worth every penny, and somehow that feeling never quite arrives. That night, you lie on the sofa with the phone glowing above your face, already scrolling, already looking for the next thing. You do not yet notice how quickly the good feeling left. Here is what you could not see. The feeling faded because it was never about the trainers. It was about the glance, the compliment, the moment of being enough, and moments always end. This time it is a watch, not the most expensive one, but one with a heavy, serious face that photographs like money. You fasten it, and your wrist suddenly looks like someone else's. Then a jacket in the fitting room with a lining that feels like a secret. You do not need it. You buy it anyway because of how you look turning in the mirror. A slim leather wallet joins them, so even paying for coffee becomes a small performance. You slide it out slowly at the counter, hoping the person behind you is watching your hands. At home, you lay the watch, wallet, and jacket on the desk and lift your phone above them. You move the wallet half an inch to the left until the whole picture looks effortless. Then, you gather the boxes and bags and push them deep into the back of the wardrobe, out of sight. You are not sure why it matters, only that no one can see them. On Friday, a friend spots the watch and reaches out to touch it. The rush comes back, bright and familiar. This time, though, it is smaller, and it burns off faster. An hour later, you are alone at a bus stop in the cold, and the brightness is already gone. You are surprised by how quickly the flat, quiet feeling finds you again. At home, you open your banking app and watch the balance sitting lower than you remember. You tell yourself payday will sort it, that everyone carries a little on their cards. So you open a new tab. There is a pair of sunglasses you have been thinking about. Just one more thing, you decide, and your finger hovers over the checkout. You hide the boxes because the trick only works if it looks effortless. If people saw the packaging, they would see the effort, the wanting, and the truth that none of this came easily. By now, the image needs a stage. On Saturday, you are the one who lifts your card first and buys the round for the table, waving away anyone who offers to split it. Soon, it is a rooftop bar with bottles on ice and a group who barely knew your name a month ago. You are paying for the table, the view, and the feeling of belonging. Then comes the car, low and sleek in the car park, leased in a way that looks a lot like owned. It costs you more each month than your rent did 2 years ago. Keeping all of it going is quietly exhausting. In the mirror before you go out, you notice the tired eyes above the good collar, and you straighten it and go anyway. An old friend meets you on a bench, someone who knew you before any of this. There is a small distance now that neither of you names. You talk about nothing, carefully. At dinner, he leans in and asks, kindly, what you actually do these days, how you afford it all. Your mouth opens, and nothing comes out that you are willing to say aloud. So you laugh, change the subject, and top up his glass. The moment passes, but something in your chest stays tight for the rest of the night. Later, you sit alone in the car outside your flat with the engine off, under one orange streetlight. There is no one here to see the watch. In the quiet, you feel almost nothing. The next day, at the cash point, the screen shows a number so low it makes your stomach turn. You take the money out anyway. There is a weekend to pay for, and an image to keep alive. You could not answer because behind the watch and the car, there was no one you felt proud to introduce. The real answer felt too small to hold up against the picture you had built. One quiet night, you finally open the banking app and do not look away. You scroll through every card, every balance, adding them up slowly on the back of an envelope. The total lands like a stone, a little over $9,000 owed across your cards and $340 left in your account. You are wearing more than you have, and you have looked past it for months. You take the watch off and hold it in the light by the window. It is a lovely object. It is also just an object, and it never once told anyone that you were enough. And there, finally, is the 15-year-old in the market trainers. Every purchase since has been a note passed back to him, promising that this time, with the right things, no one will look down. That is what the spending was standing in for, not greed and not stupidity, just an old, tender ache to be seen as worth something, without having to prove it with a price tag. The next morning, you phone the friend from the bench. You tell him the plain truth about the job, the debt, the show. Your voice shakes, and then, strangely, it steadies. You list the watch for sale that afternoon and place it gently in a box. You keep the cheap one your father wore, the one that only ever told you the time. Slowly, a quieter version of you returns. The same navy jumper, the same easy shoes, walking down the street with nothing to announce and, for once, nothing to hide. You are at a cafe with a friend, both phones face down, laughing at something small. No one here knows what you own, and for once, that feels like relief rather than risk. If you have ever bought something just so someone else would notice, tell me what it was down in the comments.